Welcome to the Bell Integration Studios. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about cloud technology. Don't worry, I'm not just going to be talking to me. I am absolutely delighted to be joined by my very special guest today, Mr. Stewart Jordan. Stewart, welcome to the studio. Do you want to start by maybe telling us a little bit about what it is you do at Bell Integration?
Sure. My name's Stewart Jordan. I work for Bell Integration as one of their cloud specialists, predominantly on the sales side. I've worked in the cloud environment for 10 plus years. Recently joined Bell to head up their cloud services operation.
Stewart, it's been over a decade since people first started talking about cloud technology, and there have been so many different evolutions of it. Where are we now? How would you define cloud technology?
The $100,000 question. Cloud can mean all things to all men and women within IT. You know, put simply, I would suggest it's having your company data, computing power, networking, etc., somewhere else other than your premises, and having your employees the ability to access that from any device, pretty much anywhere in the world. A lot of industry specialists will shoot me down in flames over that, but keeping it simple, that to me is in the main what cloud would be defined as.
So the big question, Stuart, why should businesses move from traditional on-premise into a managed cloud service?
First thing I'll say on that is it's not necessarily for everyone. There are significant advantages that our customers have leveraged from moving to cloud, but it's not a one size fits all. But in the main, you're looking at significant cost advantages over, you know, off on-premise based equipment. If anything, the pandemic has shown that the increased need for business flexibility and the increased need for business scalability means that cloud allows you to leverage that, throttle up, throttle down, enable new users to access. Reduced time to market is another good one, particularly where organizations have had to move from a bricks and mortar environment very rapidly into accelerating their e-commerce environments. So again, cloud gives them the ability, scalability, and cost control around that. And one of probably the biggest buzzwords around IT at the moment, which everyone keeps banging on about, is security. Now, operating, managing, and purchasing a comprehensive security solution that is actually going to be up to date, real time, is very difficult for a small, medium organization. It's not even that easy for a large corporate. So leveraging the ability of a large cloud provider to provide you with a secure environment for your customer data probably will be one of the most compelling reasons to do so.
But is it best to just move everything to the cloud?
No, not really. Early early on, I think there was the early adopters of cloud went in belt and braces and threw everything into a public cloud or a third-party cloud environment. Some of them have come back with not quite horror stories, but maybe unrealistic expectations that weren't realized. So, it may be that your organization has recently, bought new equipment within their own data center, which is still sitting on the books and still sitting there as an asset. At Bell, our job is to really look at the existing environment and see what we can leverage out of your existing infrastructure. That then, if we are moving part of your infrastructure into a cloud environment, then becomes part of your, if you like, hybrid corporate cloud. So you may still have sensitive data that you don't want anywhere else other than on-premise within your data center. That's great. You do that. We'll manage that on your behalf, but we'll integrate your other, shall we say, less risky workflows or applications into the more flexible, scalable environment of the public cloud. But overall, you're managing a single corporate environment where that data or where that information sits becomes kind of superfluous. It's really down to how it's looked after.
Stuart, what are some of the major considerations that companies should have when they don't have the in-house cloud expertise themselves?
I think my upfront answer will be you need to find a partner that you can work with that's going to help transfer their knowledge and skills to you as an organization, but also help guide you in what you need to know. I think with a lot of the companies that I've been speaking to over the last few years, it's a case of they don't know what they don't know. I know that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but actually, the exploration side and the preparation side of migration to cloud is probably the most important piece. And it's often the most neglected piece, where you'll talk to a senior IT manager or an IT director within an organization, and they'll say, well, yes, we must go to cloud. And if you ask them the why, they haven't necessarily got an answer. And coming back to your first question, if I turn that question on, what do I think cloud is, to one of my customers, if I was talking to 20 customers, I'd get 20 different answers. So I think what you need is kind of an independent partner that has experience in this area, but also is to some extent vendor agnostic. So we can help guide you with the experience of people that have already taken the leap. Now, we've got that data from a lot of customers that we've worked with in the past, and apply that to either your particular business in a particular market or your particular environment from a technical perspective. So my first point of call would be, don't necessarily try and do it all yourself. Work with a trusted partner that's going to consult with you and help you find out the building blocks of where we go on your cloud journey.
With so many different cloud services and vendors out there, where do businesses even know where to begin?
Usually on their search browser, I would imagine, and you'll end up there with no answers at all, because you're quite right. There are so many different providers. There are so many different organizations that will push you down a certain path. I think the difference here at Bell is we are vendor agnostic. So what we've tried to do with our customers and prospective customers is take a view, as I've just said, of what you've got now, look at the application workloads, and then explain which of those particular cloud providers would be best fit, and more importantly, why they'd be best fit. It may be down to the economics of how your workloads are built. It may be down to the importance of security to your organization. Maybe simply be down to a cultural fit of you working with another organization. So, our view of the world would be to, pick best fit, but also understand, as I said at the start, that it may involve actually leveraging the best out of your existing technologies that you've already spent money on, and saying we can do more with this in a better way. We can help you manage it better. Therefore, which is going to sound strange coming from a salesperson, but reducing your dependency on moving everything to the cloud. It's all about that working relationship with the organization moving forward. And it needs to be done in a gradual way. People often, if they don't know what they don't know, need to take baby steps to prove that they're going to be comfortable with their final destination.